Hey there guys, my name is Mike Matt, welcome back to yet another video. We're going to do another Survivor builds play review. So today we've got Augie, who is Zombiekid911, and he's got a bit of an interesting cap profile for this one, and I'm going to kind of spruce up how we're doing this. These videos going to improve the process in a sense, and break it down into several different spots. So I think for today we are going to look at obviously improving Zombie Kids equipment and style for them to play the game. I have noted from the submission that there is no particular way they play. They also barely play unless I'm making some sort of video. And if you want to check out their content, there will be a link in the description below, so give them a wee shout out there. So let me have a look into this. So they want to they play on and off. It depends, like I said, if they play it, do a video. And their budget is basically what's on the screen right now, as far as I'm aware, because they buy a lot of credits. But we will work around what they currently have, as including obviously a plan to maybe get rid of a few items here, buy new ones, and actually make it work quite well. So in this, we have a few different things to note. So we've got, see, I'll move that to the side. So for equipment, we have Doomstar, Eviscerator, and Hailstorm. So they are quite good weapons to have to start off with. They also have a Exterminator Reactive, which will be a very good bit of utility to use armor-wise. They also do have a Santa's sack. So that is a plus. Ooh, what is that a plus of again? Let me have a quick look at mine because I've not actually used the backpack before, so it's just a quick look. It is plus 5 XP. Okay, that's fine. Will give us a bit more information to work with. Now, our budget, let's just say, was say about 35 mil. Let's just say 35. So, because there is no kind of distinguishable kind of way they play, they just on and off make videos. One of the things I would probably say is let's try to focus on improving your equipment here and get you from level 255 to level 325 with a lot more of an efficiency to do so. So with this, we have the very first thing it's drawn on the screen is actually the Doomstar. So this Doomstar obviously is one of the best, if not the best, heavy hitting weapons within the game. And realistically, we are probably going to look to drop this, in all honesty. Reason being is because in the whole run of it, your Hailstorm will carry you throughout the majority of it, and both hunting, boss hunting, bandits, looting. Depends on obviously what you do on a day-to-day basis, but that Doomstar can go, in honesty. And if I look at Doomstar, that would be 81 mil, so that's an extra, say another 81 mil in total for that, so that equals to what, 116? Yeah, I'd say 116 mil. So we are going to work within that as like a rough budget, dropping this. So let's just take that away. So with your build here, you've got 135 melee, 135 in rifles, 135 in machine gun, and 135 in explosives. Now you do have obviously full critical dexterity, so it makes things actually a lot more easier for yourself to work with. But I think just to get you on the basis from 325 at least, we should actually get a grenade launcher. Now, grenade launchers are fantastic things to have. They will pretty much be your gaming point for it. Now, I do obviously have a recommendation of what you should really be going for here. Other people will swear by other ways, but this has not failed me yet at all. Obviously, you have other stuff here that you probably could help you with the grind, like short fuse crossbow at this moment in time. However, it is outside the budget, and I would probably recommend trying something else here. So, if we were going on a complete budget, I would obviously say the Junker is the best one. It will help you with hordes when you need to loot as well within Death Row, Raven Ridge, even around the bunker if anyone does struggle. A grenade launcher really does help. You could go for the X79 here, but obviously the thing about this is it's a very slow attack speed, and you can want something that's decent reload, decent attack speed, and that's kinda, well, not where the Valkyrie comes into play. You probably want to go with a Scorcher in that case, but the Valkyrie does really work very well for what it is. Now, just to compare the Scorcher and the Valkyrie now in terms of pricing. So let me just say 37, or you pay double, and let's just say 65, and you get a near Godcraft. Now, I would say the Valkyrie's a lot more of a better thing to go into, but I could be obviously wrong in terms of how you want to play. Now, best can also depend on how you want to do your build. And did I just before? Interesting. So between those two, I would actually probably say, just to save some of your money, go for the Scorcher. The reason being is it's got a lot more damage, it shoots a lot quicker, and with max reload, with the reload you've got, that shouldn't be an issue at all, really. You don't need to worry about critical hit either, so it just gives you an extra punch of where to deal with hordes and actually get you to a point where you can just be fine with it. So if I just pop out here and I'll say, what was it? It would be good if I could remember it's 37 mil. So okay, so we're fine there. So that's the only kind of change to your actual weapon equipment I would make. Your armour, I wouldn't change anything with that either, and your backpack is absolutely fine for what it is. It actually does help quite a lot with using that in that sense. The next thing I want to kind of look at is your implants. Now you do have a small handful here, and that's absolutely fine. We do have some stuff we can work with and some stuff we can also make improvements to as well. Now the very first thing I did notice is obviously you've got a Mutant, Slayer, Jolly implant sitting there. Obviously I don't know what they will be in terms of what you spec into, and that's absolutely fine. What I would probably say is that I need to then figure out where we go from there. Even as one thing I've just noticed, obviously with your 55mm sitting there, you actually have 37, so you could just buy the Scorcher right off the bat. But I will say we're working with this in big amount here, so we have 79mm left. So hold on. So from here, I would probably say some of these are good for what they are, but it could still be better as well. One thing I'll probably say is the Devil's Implant, you will need to start putting your backside in gear for this, unfortunately. So the reason being is because what I've got here is your current stats, including gold membership. So off event, you will have something like this, and it's good, but it could be better at the same time. So your Devil's Implant is only giving you reduction and movement speed, and we can completely increase that and make that a lot better. Now, with how the event's gone, a lot of the kind of stuff you would use to craft, again, the Apex implant has actually gone down in price, and that is something I would always say get, basically. But one thing I will double check as well, if we go to implants, your next implant slot is here. You are not far off. You're a little bit of a grind from it. So we will say you do have another thing you can use here. So we'll drop it Devil's Hound, Devil's Implant, and say you do go for your Apex. Your stats are looking a lot better in terms of movement speed, damage inflicted, and even XP gain. Your damage reduction's now at a much better point. But obviously you don't want to go through that without actually knowing how much you're getting into with it. Now, last time I looked at this, it's about, what, 60, 70 mil? You've already got that. So 10 of them. So if I go to here, type in hide, you've got over quick expensive. So say that's 10 mil off the bat. 11, say 11 and a half. So let's do this. 11 mil. You won't be able to see us, but let me bring it up. There we go. Then you want your behemoth as well. Again, that'll be roughly the same time. So say roughly 850. So that's 8,500,000-ish plus the same kind of information there that you need the 3 metal parts as well, and obviously the crafting fee. So that's about 10 now-ish. Then you need to craft this annoying piece of thing right now. Again, that's an extra 10 mil plus another 500k plus obviously 5 mil again plus 10 hearts, which I think hearts are cheap. Yeah, say about 275. Again, that's still quite cheap. That's 275 mil. 2.75 mil. And then you've got your apex implant here. So that is going to be 6, 7, 8 plus 5. 8 plus 5, so that is 13. Say 14 as a keepsake for now. So to get this at this stage, it would be 10 plus 5 plus 2.75 plus 14 plus 11 plus 10, and right now you're looking about 52, 53 million, and you get a much better boost using the apex out of everything you have right now. This apex will get you, again, a lot of decent stats in all honesty for what it is. Again, just to kind of review what the different ones have here. So Devil's Implant is obviously incoming damage reduction and movement speed. Volatile is damage inflicted and incoming damage. The Behemoth is XP gain and incoming damage reduction as well. So all of them have like the incoming damage there. And obviously if you combine together, you get 8 in XP, damage and movement speed, and 15 incoming damage reduction, which is quite a massive kind of feat, especially as a free-to-player player. That would be kind of something very crucial as going down that route. And you can actually afford this with selling that Doomstar. Obviously, you said you have credits. Selling a handful of those credits to get this will pretty much put you in a much better seat in terms of obviously your general gameplay as well. The more damage you do, the more speed you get, and the more XP, you'll just get better and better, and you'll improve your character to your next implant slot. And for your next implant slot, I would probably look at maybe something a little bit more different. Now, obviously, depending on how you play is obviously depending on what kind of implant you'd go for, and you do have a few currently right now that I'd probably say is a bad idea. So right now you have the ability to get either the naughty or nice implant, depending on how you play. Either or, your speed, going by this calculator, is going to be very good. So I would probably say, obviously this is mimicking the mutant implant with 20% speed, so that's obviously an FYI. I would probably definitely go for the naughty or nice implant. more likely than not, just for damage. That damage is actually really good for what it is, even though there's a drawback of the -5 movement speed. But you're still going to be packing a punch with your new Scorcher. Even the Hailstorm's going to benefit from it as well. On top of that as well, you do have currently access to some pretty damn good boosts. So for example, you have access to the Candy Cane, Instant Hot Chocolate, and the Gingerbread Man, which is another one boost for both for all damage, XP, and what's it called? Oh, I forgot what it's called. Movement speed, I think it's what I'm missing. So if I was to type in 50, 38, and 35, you would have a much better chance there. And if you have like a stockpile of those sugar cookies as well, if you were to go for a grind or anything like that, you would have 100, you would have 5, 6, 70. Wait, is that right? 70. You have 73 there. So you have a lot more of a lot more go there in that sense. With you having the Androstim and the Neural Drive, I would also probably, and for the next pickup, maybe jump into the vendor for a moment and pick up the other 5k implant here, which is the Secrolink, just for those boosts as well, because they would be fantastic to go along with side with these. So if I go Secrolink, that will also be your 14th slot, and this will be kind of what your end of day boosts will look like with these implants, the boosts with the sugar cookie, and if you did sell that Doomstar, you still have quite a lot of money left over as well. Potentially, I'm not 100% sure, I'm not that much into that. I've also included your clan boost as well, because I can see that obviously in your profile. So you're looking about something like that, like this for your boosts. And for what it is, it's really good, because obviously that 20 attack speed will do you a lot of wonders with the Hailstorm and the Scorcher as well. The chance to find rare items doesn't really matter unless you're bossing, and you will be using the Hailstorm anyway. That will just destroy everything with that 116 damage increase as well. For your future plan for that, I would probably say you're actually not far off, obviously, getting to your full amount of implants either, because you are 7 away, and the more you grind, you're probably going to find other stuff. There will be more event items by that point anyway, so you will probably want to get like the white jacket, trying to remember off the top of my head, the silver foot rabbit one. It's a looting implant with about what 15% XP. There is other stuff there, and obviously if you are going down the route of buying lots of things here, and you may well go down Luton's, you'll get the Fortune implant as well. But yeah, apart from that, that is kind of the if I say improvements, that would be my suggestion on what you do next, or what you should do next. And your boosts are really good with the fact of obviously those kind of minor changes, well I say minor, but those investments for yourself. The Apex, I can't recommend it enough for every player. If you don't have it in your list at all, I am going to recommend it, unfortunately. But that's pretty much set. You've got a good. In fact, I haven't included the. There we go. Hold on. I've not included the backpack either. But apart from obviously what you've got there already, there's not much more you can improve upon. And obviously, given that you're on and off, I know they make content when you play in that sense, this would be your next best bet to get from where you are now as a level 255 boxer. That's probably why you've actually kept the Doomstorm for that damage. Totally understand it. If that is the case, that would be more. I would say you get a Scorcher, replace it with the Eviscerator, or Eviscerator with a Scorcher, and go from there. That is the only alternative I can see. In regards to the implant, obviously that's something I would still recommend save up regardless. But no, that's pretty much my suggestion for you as well. If anyone enjoys these kind of review videos for builds getting you from A to B, there is a Discord server set up. Please check the description. I don't have a PSA anymore to say I've got one, but if you click that, join, accept the invite, and there is actually a channel for builds and reviews. Fill out the form, submit it, and let me know. Gives me a bit more information to go on so I can actually do a video like this. But no, yeah, I do appreciate everyone that watches us, and obviously I look forward to doing more of these kind of review videos to help players get from A to B down to Z if needs be. But I hope everyone enjoyed this, and yeah, I'll see you later. Goodbye.